Hi, third grade. It's Mrs. D'Amico, and today we are going to go over Unit 2, Week 1, Day 4. Okay, so let's get started really quickly with the drill sounds warm-up. Repeat after me. A, apple, ah. E, ed, eh. I, itch, eh. O, octopus, ah. And U, up, ah. Q, U, queen, qua. X, fox, x. C, cat, k. TCH, catch, ch. ANG, fang, ang. ONG, song, ong. ALL, ball, all. And CH, chin, ch. Very good. Okay, third grade, behind me, up above, you will see our word of the day. The word is, tap it with me, ready, go. B-A-N-D, bond, ed, right? The whole word? Bonded, right, bonded. Notice this suffix sounds like id, right? Bonded. And the word means, like, I'm trying to think of a sentence with that word bonded. Maybe I could say, I bonded with my friends over the weekend when we had a get together. Okay, when you're making a connection with somebody, you're bonding. Okay. Remember that ed, the suffix, is added at the end of a word to show that it already happened in the past. So last weekend, my friends and I bonded when we got together. Okay? And remember, the base word is what here? Bond, and the suffix is ed. Very good. So we're underlining the base word, circling the suffix. Great work. Now we're going to add this word of the day into our student notebooks. So if you have your student notebook at home, flip to your vocabulary section and find the B's. Actually, on page 58, you will see that you can write the word there. So give me 1 second and we'll write that word and mark it up together. Okay, so on page 58 in your student notebook, you should be writing out our word of the day, bonded. Okay, now to mark this word up, first you're going to take the base word and you should be able to know that that is a closed syllable. Okay, because there's one vowel that's closed in by this consonant blend after it. So there is a breve because the O is short. It says ah. Now, with the suffix, we circle the suffix first. Now, this is bonded. So it sounds like id, right? And remember the symbol that represents that sound, bonded. It looks like this. It's an upside down E with a D. And then this represents the sound that it makes. Okay, so go ahead, and if you need to pause the video, you may. But this is how we are going to mark up this word of the day on page 58. Okay, and then get ready for the sentence. Okay, now underneath our word on page 58, we're going to write a sentence. And I will hold it up here so that you can copy it. My sentence says, my friends and I bonded last weekend when we got together. Okay, so pause the video and copy the sentence on page 58. And then don't forget to add your scoops, okay, to show how you would phrase this sentence together. When you are finished, you're going to hit play and see if my scoops are actually the same as your scoops. Okay? My friends and I bonded last weekend when we got together. Again, pause it and check back. Okay, I personally chose to scoop my sentence into 3 phrases. So you'll notice my first one was, my friends and I. Then, bonded last weekend, And lastly, when we got together. So it reads like this. My friends and I bonded last weekend when we got together. And notice I have a capital letter at the beginning and a period at the end. Check to make sure your sentence is good to go. All right, third grade. Behind me on this board, I wrote 9 words that all have something in common. You might see it. They all have a suffix attached to the end of the word. So what we're going to do now is go through each word, underline the base word, circle the suffix, and read them together. Are you ready? Okay, let's start over here in this side. My base word, say it. Brush, right? The suffix is es. So when I read the word, we're going to say the base word first and then add the suffix the second time. So it will sound like this. Brush, brushes. Say it. Brushes. Good. Let's go across to this one. What's my base word? Print. My suffix? Ing. So when I say the word, it's print, printing. What is it? Printing. Come down here. Base word, spill, suffix, ed. So let's think. This is spill, spilled. Now notice this one just sounds like a D, right? Not like our word of the day today, which was bonded. Notice it doesn't say spilled. Okay, very important that that suffix sounds differently sometimes. It's just spilled. Let's see what this one does. What's my base word? Right, splash. My suffix, ed again. Now let's see what this ed sounds like when we read the word. Splash, splashed. This one actually has splashed. It actually has that T sound that we talked about with that suffix. Very good. Come down here. What's my base word? Cold. My suffix? est. So my whole word, cold, coldest. What is it? Coldest. Come over here. Base word? Thank, right? Suffix? Full. My favorite word is thank, thankful. Thankful. Good. Come down here. Ready? Go. Base word, rent, suffix, ed. Let's see what it sounds like when we say it. Rent, rented. Ooh, that one sounds like that bonded, rented. It sounds the same. Come over here. My base word, cold. My suffix, my word, cold, colder. Good. And the last one, base word, thank, right? My suffix, less, that means without. My whole word, thank, thankless. Very good. Now, if I wanted to pick just 2 to put in a sentence, let's do this one. Usually January is the coldest of all of the months, right? That's when our temperature in the wintertime dips down. Usually January is the coldest of all the months. Remember, est is used to compare more than 2 things together. And then, you know what? Let's do this one. January is usually colder than February. Okay, so that time, did you notice the difference? I compared things again, but only 2. January to February. All right, great work with that, 3rd grade. Okay, so far in Unit 2 of Fundations, we have introduced these suffixes, okay? Now, remember there are 2 different kinds of suffixes. We have vowel suffixes in this column and consonant suffixes in this column. Do you remember how we determine whether a suffix can be classified as a vowel suffix versus a consonant suffix? Yeah, look at all of the suffixes in this column. They're in the vowel column because each suffix starts with a vowel. Okay, whereas these suffixes in the consonant column all begin with a consonant. Right. So let's review the ones we've done so far in Unit 2. Ready? S, ing, ed, and est. Okay? And these ones are just s and full and less. Very good. Now we're going to look at some other suffixes to add, and you're going to tell me if you think they belong in the vowel column. We might have to make more than one, or the consonant column. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, this suffix is ish. Say it. Ish. Which column does it belong in? It starts with an I. Right, the vowel column. Very good. Okay, this one is iv. Say it. Where does it belong? Vowel or consonant side? Right, it starts with an I. It's another vowel one. Great work. Our next one. Right, it's almost, sometimes it says E, but it is a Y. So it's actually going to go on our consonant side. Ly sometimes says Lee. Which side? Consonant again. Correct. Ty. Which side? Consonant again. Oh boy, we're coming up to a tie here. This one, Ness, starts with an N, consonant side, and we are tied. Let's scooch this down so you can see. We have even number of vowel suffixes and consonant suffixes. Here's another one. It is able. Right. It starts with a vowel. It's going on the vowel side. Next one. Meant. Right. Going on the consonant side. And last but not least, oh boy, we have a tiebreaker coming. Is it a vowel? Is it a consonant? It is N. It's a vowel. So technically we have one extra vowel suffix than consonant suffix. Great work. Now we're going to revisit in your student notebook, page 34, to understand those new suffixes we just added to the board. So, the first one was ish. Say it. Ish. The word there is childish. Say it. Childish. This means being like a child. Okay, so ish means you have the quality of, or you are like something. Now the next one is ive. I-V-E. Okay, here's the word. Disruptive. Say it. Disruptive. That means you have the nature to disrupt. Okay? The next one was why. It sounds like this though. Risky. Say it. Risky. Describes something that has a risk. Okay? The next one, ly. Quickly. Say it. Quickly. Do something with a quick nature. The next one, ty. Loyalty. Say it. Loyalty. The state or quality of being loyal. And the last one in that section on page 34 is ness. Kindness. Say it. The quality of being kind. Now we have just 3 more that are kind of extra. They're others. So able means capable of being something. So the word washable, say it. Washable means you're able to wash it. How about en, like in the word sharpen? Say it. Sharpen, to make or become sharp. Like I might sharpen your pencil for you. And the last one is meant, M-E-N-T, right here on our board. Think of the word statement, the act of stating something. You're giving a statement. Okay, so page 34 is really good. The ones that I starred were ones that we learned previously, and then we just added some new ones today. Page 34 in your notebook is a really good resource if you forget what those suffixes mean while we're learning them this year. Okay, third grade. Next, we're going to do Dictation Dry Erase. So obviously, if you are at home and don't have your slate with your dry erase marker, you should be grabbing a piece of paper and pencil to get these concepts down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I will dictate a sound, and you will write everything that is associated with that sound. Are you ready? Number 1, your sound is ch. Say it. Ch. Pause the video, write it, and then press play when you're ready. Okay, hopefully you remembered CH chin, ch, and TCH catch, ch. How'd you do? All right, sound number 2 is w. Say it, w. Pause the video, write everything, and then press play to check. Okay, did you get W wind, w, and WH whistle, w? Hopefully you got everything. The last one, the sound is k. Say it, k. Write everything, pause it first. All right, check behind me. Did you get C cat, k, kite, and CK sock? If so, you're on the right track. All right, on this line here, I'm going to give you 3 current words. These current words in Unit 2 have a base word and a suffix. So when you mark it, make sure you are underlining the base word and circling the suffix. Are you ready? The first word is lunches. Say it, lunches. Go ahead, it's ch. Lunch is. Go ahead. Okay, check behind me. How'd you do with the base word lunch? Okay, and it should be underlined, right? And the suffix es, circled, right? Okay, good. Move over a little bit, and your next word to spell is rings. Say it, rings. She wore many rings on her finger. Go ahead. Okay. Check your spelling first, but I hope yours doesn't look like mine because I didn't underline the base word, which is ring, and circle the suffix, rings. Now remember, sometimes this S sounds like a Z, rings. Doesn't it a little bit? One more for your current words, and that word is dented. Say it, dented. The bicycle dented my car when it ran into it. Dented. Okay, check behind me. How'd you do? Check your B's and D's. Dent is the base word, ed is the suffix. On the next line, I'm going to go and now do some review words with you. So if they're review words, remember you're marking the syllable type, you're marking the vowel sound, okay? Let's try the first one, which is scratch. Say it, scratch. And I believe there is a blend in there that you should be marking and a digraph or trigraph. I don't want to tell you. Scratch. Try it, mark it, and then press play to see how you did. Okay, let's see. SCR is a 3-letter blend. Did you get it and mark it? A is our vowel. It's a breve above it because it's short. And then it's closed in by the TCH trigraph because TCH follows right after a short vowel. How'd you do? All right, move across. Here's your next review word. It is child. Say it, child. Go ahead and spell it and mark it the best you can and then check. Okay, let's see how you did. CH at the beginning is a digraph. Did you underline the digraph? And then you should have boxed in ILD, wild, ild is a closed syllable exception because it has one vowel. It's closed in by this blend at the end, but the I says its name. So it has a macron above it since it's a long vowel. That long vowel makes it a closed syllable exception. All right, we're going to go do one more word, and that is scold. Say it, scold. My teacher had to scold me for not using my manners. Scold. Try it on your own. Okay, check and see how you did. Did you get the SC blend at the beginning? And then OLD, cold, old, is another closed syllable exception because that O is saying its name. It has a macron above it. All right. Now I'm going to come down here and give you some review trick words. The first trick word I want you to write is should. Say it. Should. You should be getting much better at spelling should. Go ahead and write it. Remember, do we mark trick words? No. So do your best. All right, how did you do? SHOULD, should. And the last trick word I want you to write is have. Say it. Have. I have so many jobs to do tonight when I get home. Go ahead and spell it. Okay, hopefully you spelled it right. HAVE, have. Very good. I'm going to erase this and then I'll be right back to give you your one sentence to write today. So give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Get ready to write the sentence that I dictate to you. The sentence is, Ben was stranded at the camp. I'll say it again. Ben was stranded at the camp. Okay, pause it and try it. Ben was stranded at the camp. And then press play when you're ready. Don't forget to scoop your sentence too. Okay, check your sentence. How'd you do? At the beginning, did you start with a capital? It's the beginning of a sentence and it's somebody's name. How'd you do with Ben? Okay, try this trick word, was. Okay, this word you should have been able to stretch out. Stir, and did with that ed suffix. Strand, ed. At the camp. And make sure, check the ending punctuation. To scoop this sentence, I think it sounds best to say, Ben was stranded. Whoops. Here we go. Ben was stranded at the camp. Okay, I would do 2 scoops on that particular sentence. All right, 3rd grade. And the last thing that we did was we practiced our lowercase letter formations for the up-down letters. I and J and P. So if you want to take time at home to practice those letters, and remember, you can pause the video to look at the letters on the screen and then try to recreate it on paper at home. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you back later.